This week on Cougar Media News.
We're taking a big dive into the coloring competition.
We get a sneak peek of the senior superlatives.
And we give a warm welcome to Mrs. Kogan. Cougar Media News starts now.
Good morning, PHS. It is Friday, March 15th, and this is Chase Reidmiller
and Jonathan McDannell bringing you this week's episode of Cougar Media News. The athletic department has recently brought back the secretary position. Staff members Andrew Harner and Chase Reidmiller spoke with Mrs. Kogan, the new addition to PHS staff.
Recently, there was a new addition to the Palmyra High School staff. Mrs. Kogan joined PHS as the new athletic secretary on January 15th. She was able to give some insight into what her responsibilities are as the athletic secretary.
My name is Mrs. Tammy Kogan, and I am the new athletic secretary. I am responsible for scheduling all the events, scheduling buses, scheduling games, officials. That's a big part of my job, and I'm also in charge of now pay to play, which is new for me. That's a big task at hand. I have a lot to do with that.
Mrs. Kogan will be assisting Mr. Reidmiller and helping to take some stress off his shoulders. Since she is joining PHS after previously working at Lower Dauphin, she is excited about her change of scenery.
I needed a change of scenery and pace. I have lived in Hummelstown all my life, went to Lower Dauphin, I'm an alumni, and I also worked there for 23 years. I needed an out, and this was an opportunity, and I thought it would be great.
Even with all of these responsibilities, Mrs. Kogan is still able to enjoy her work here. She has greatly appreciated the warm welcome that she has received so far from everyone here at PHS.
The students have been wonderful. They have been so nice, welcoming, same with the staff. It's very different here, very uplifting. I'm used to seeing all the students, and I'm not out in the halls as much as I'd like to be.
Make sure to thank Mrs. Kogan for all the hard work that she does to make sure our sports run smoothly. This has been Drew Harner
and Chase Reidmiller
reporting for Cougar Media News.
If you see Mrs. Kogan in the hall, be sure to give her a warm welcome.
Now over to Chase Garrison for the Minithon Minute.
Okay, Libby, tell us about Minithon this week.
So tomorrow is FTK Classic at 4 p.m. in the gym, and then next Saturday, the 23rd, is the dodgeball tournament at 5 p.m. in the gym.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chase. Make sure to sign up for Minithon before it's too late. All transcript and report card requests must be requested on the Palmyra High School Guidance webpage. Please do not email for these requests. Only use the Google form on the website.
The FDK basketball game between students and teachers is tomorrow, March 16th at 4 p.m. at the high school. Come out to watch Hunter Mayer cross up Mr. Showalter and Maya Doster dunk on Mr. Reality. Admission is $3 for students and $5 for adults. The snack bar will be open, and there will be a half-court shot challenge at halftime for $1 with the chance to win gift cards. All proceeds benefit Minithon.
With the presidential elections coming up in the fall, it is time for the primary elections now. Katrina Drasher took a look into the importance of these elections.
With primary elections coming up on April 23rd, some students at PHS are eligible to vote. Voting has been a fundamental part of America since the 1700s, and sometimes it can be taken for granted.
So voting's important for a couple different reasons. Number one, I always tell students it's your number one fundamental right as an American citizen when you turn 18 to go and vote.
In order to be eligible to vote, you must be a U.S. citizen, the age of 18 before or on election day, be registered to vote, and meet your state's residency requirements.
In Lebanon County, there are multiple places to vote. In order to vote, you have to drop off your registration in person or submit it online. If you want a mail-in ballot, you have an extra week to request it.
Students often say, like, why should I go vote? There's a couple different reasons. Number one, it impacts your everyday life. Who's in charge of our government? Who makes, the decisions at local, state, and the federal level impacts you in your everyday life. So it's important to make sure your voice is heard. Every vote does count, and it allows you, practice that fundamental right that all Americans have.
Voting gives you the ability to positively impact your community and have a say in who represents you. Voter registration closes on April 8th at 5 p.m., and registration for mail-in ballots closes at 5 p.m. on April 16th. This is Katrina Drasher
And Grace Holwig, reporting for Cougar Media News.
Make sure you get your votes in if you're 18 or older. Students of the STEM Club had the opportunity to travel to the elementary schools to teach STEM to the kids. Katya Isaacin, Julia Vita, and Ella Pascal attended the event.
On Monday, March 5th, High School STEM Club visited the 4 elementary schools to help with the Elementary STEM Day.
Well, we run the Elementary STEM Day the year before they start taking their STEM classes, and then STEM is one of their specials now. So just to kind of just get them excited about STEM, because the majority of careers in the future, a lot of them have to do with STEM.
STEM Club members helped the elementary students with various activities and interacted with them throughout the day.
The elementary students participated in 4 stations involving various STEM concepts, including math games, building a robotic hand, and a robot that was ran by the Computer Science Club.
So we have 4 stations for the elementary students to set up for them. The first one is an oobleck station to look at some chemistry. Oobleck is a non-Newtonian fluid, so it's a liquid, but then when you add pressure to it, it becomes more like a solid.
I was at the robotic hand station for Elementary STEM Day, and I really enjoyed it because I was able to interact with the second graders, and I was able to help them out when they needed it. I joined STEM Club because I wanted the opportunity to interact with other students throughout the district.
If you're interested in joining STEM Club, you can email Mrs. Mateer for more information.
This is Julia,
Ella, and Katya,
reporting for Cougar Media News.
Thanks to all the STEM Club members who made this happen.
St. Patrick's Day is coming up this Sunday, so Audrey Granger and Addie Amy took a look on how well PHS students know St. Patrick's Day.
England. Jig, C. What's the jig? Isn't it the...
B. Chicago.
I clicked it. My hand was under his hand.
It's Chicago.
It's Chicago.
He copied my answer, so that's really us.
New York City.
You said it before she was done.
New York. It's 4.
It's 4. It's A. It's A. Oh my God! It's 3.
It's 3.
It's 3. It's 3.
It's 3.
Yeah. Probably like 25,000.
40,000. Higher or lower?
50,000.
150,000. Yo. Oh! I'm underneath. I'm underneath. I'm underneath.
I touched it first.
I'm gonna cause chaos if they win.
I'm underneath. It's always been
green.
Blue.
Let's go. Blue.
7 days. 4 days.
You didn't even say go, bro.
Done. 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 Done.
Wait, St. Patrick is a real person?
Have you ever noticed the bulletin board outside the foods room? Chase Garrison and Molly Finken talked to Mrs. Stafford about the monthly coloring competition.
Last month, the Family and Consumer Science Club started a coloring contest for all PHS students and teachers.
FCS Club Advisor, Ms. Stafford, tells us more.
FCS Club decided to start doing a monthly coloring contest, and we've opened it up to everybody in the school, both staff and students, just as a fun way to be more engaged with one another and have the possibility of winning prizes. We started the coloring contest just as a way for something fun to do. We find a lot of times students might have a little extra time in classes, and coloring is a nice creative activity that allows you to use both sides of your brain.
I like the coloring contest because it gives me something to relieve my stress during my sign outs.
We have prizes for first, second, and third place. They're gift cards. You can scan the QR code on the bulletin board, and you can vote for what you want the month's contest prize to be. First place gets a $15 gift card. second is $10, and third is $5. Each month, I pick a random faculty judge. I lay all the pictures out, and they go through and they pick their top 3 favorite.
Other people should do the coloring contest because it gives students a creative outlet.
Make sure you check out the bulletin board. We have a new coloring sheet every month. It's a great way to relieve a little bit of stress and possibly win a prize.
Check out the bulletin board for more.
This has been Chase Garrison
And Molly Finken,
reporting for Cougar Media News.
Stop by Miss Stafford's room for more information. Senior superlatives are a fun way to give our final recognition to our seniors. Molly Finken and Alec Pascal went to find out this year's yearbook's elected winners.
We won Best Dressed.
We won Best Bromance.
We won Best Smile. We won Longest Girl Friendship. Buy the yearbook.
For more.
Buy the yearbook.
Make sure to purchase the yearbook to see the rest. That's all we have for you this week, PHS.
Make sure to tune in next week for another episode.